Hi guys. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that something that happened to me that I wanted to talk about that happened between a friend of mine and let's see. I don't want to mention his name. I don't want to mention his name just in case he finds this. But let's see. We were really close. We met. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. My phone keeps because it's telling me where like with the about see the face. So I know like how to line up the video. So let's see. Basically I have a friend of mine and we got very close. We actually met in 2010. And we at first we started out by meeting on Facebook. So he actually was a client of my mother's. I don't want to really say too much about that, but we met on Facebook and we were commenting each other. He was commenting on my statuses, writing on my wall. We exchanged phone numbers, but we were just texting each other because I guess I was a little shy. And we used to talk on AIM. And I would. We didn't talk on AIM very much. I think we only talked on AIM like twice, maybe. Yeah, something like that. But it was not very often at all. So we talked on AIM, and I was like, we were just friends. We were just like kind of like just acquaintances. We met on Facebook, and then we took it slow. And then we started after a while, after like 2 years, in 2012. We were talking on the phone. Like we started talking on the phone, talking to each other. And we would talk on the phone and we would just talk about things, stuff like that. So basically we were talking on the phone for about like three months or so, and at the end of 2012, we met in person for the first time, which it was nice. We went out to eat. We went out to lunch, and then we got to talk. We got to hang out. So for a while, we were just seeing each other in person. We went out to lunch a few times, and then we spent New Year's Eve together, which was okay because we both didn't have any like significant others or anything like that. And he was at my mom's at the time boyfriend's house at the time. It was actually his brother had a party, and he went with me. So we went to the party together, and then after that, like we started seeing each other like alone. Like I used to start going over his house. Now he and I are like 21 years apart. So I know like the age difference is like a little much, but it was still manageable. So it was still manageable, and the thing is, it was just really like it was manageable because the age difference. Because to me, I guess age doesn't matter. Just like age just measures how long you've been on this earth. So yeah. So basically, anyway, we would go to I started going over his house. Now the first time I went over his house, it was like a little after New Year's Eve. So it was 2013. It was 2013, and I went over his house. It was like right after the new year, and we had a good time. We were hanging out together, and we started getting really close. Like one time he stuck his hands on my shirt, and I objected. I mean, I know he wasn't doing it like he didn't mean anything by it, but I objected. So I was like, because I guess since I was shy, I guess I just wanted to get to know each other, so I objected to that. And so we hung out, we continued hanging out, and we took things very slow. Like the thing is, we weren't dating, we were just like really good friends. And let's see, so we would we would hang out together a lot, and we talked about how we can't have a relationship because the age difference is a little much. Even though age is just a number, we think is we have to factor in like family. My family wouldn't approve of it. Like my mother, my brother, my aunts, my uncles, my father, my grandfather. You guys get the idea. But they wouldn't approve of it. So we were intimate, and we just decided that it would be a friendship thing. So we were basically doing outer course. So we just got closer, and we were, it got to the point where I was like spending the night at his house, and we decided, like, actually I kind of forced him into it, but I said, because a lot of the times women in their early 20s are curious about, like, their sexuality and all that and what it feels like. So I told him I wanted to try intercourse, and he said, no, that's a big step. I don't know if it's a good idea because he said, I can't give you a commitment, and I don't want to risk hurting you emotionally if I find someone I want to date and we have to stop. And the thing is, I understood that. And he asked me, he said, how would you feel if I found someone that I want to date? And I said I'd be betrayed, but I just didn't think about it or anything. I kind of just said it like right away, like I'd be betrayed. But then I kind of thought about it more, and I was like, you know what? We care about each other. We got really close. Maybe I could handle it. Maybe I could try it and see how it goes. So we talked about it, and he did say, he said, no, it would mean more to you emotionally than it would to me because it's your first time. Now, I knew what he meant when he said that. He meant that it would mean... he didn't mean like it wouldn't mean anything to him. It's just like it would mean a lot to him, but emotionally it would mean more to me because it was my first time. And seeing as he's 20 years older than me, he has more experience with it. So we decided, we'd give it a try. We would do it. And he said to me, he's like, do you understand that it's just a friendship thing? Because we've talked about how we can't date. And I said yes. Now, the thing is, I wasn't lying to him, like, to get what I want. I wasn't, like, lying to him just so, like, he would do it. I wouldn't do that. The reason, because I just thought, you know what, we care about each other. I went into it with good intentions, and I didn't know how I would feel. So, the thing is, I didn't know, like, how I would feel if, we had to stop. Because that's the thing, it's easier said than done. So we were, we were having sex, and we were spending the night together. We would spend the night at his house because he lives alone, and I obviously was living with other people, so it wouldn't be appropriate for him to be, spending the night in my house. But yeah. So basically we were spending the night at each other's houses. There's one time when I was over his house for 4 days because he was, well, that's a whole nother story, but but I was over his house for 4 days, and we were, we got really close and all that. And the thing is, like, we were doing it for a while. We were doing phone sex. We were, we were having actual intercourse. And he did say to me, it's a big step and something I'd remember for, like, the rest of my life. So I would stay over his house, and there would be times where I would stay over his house, like, once a month to every other weekend, which was fine because we were really close. We used to have phone sex. We used to talk on the phone, like, 5-6 times a day. And let's see. So we were like having, the thing is, we were in an intimate relationship for a little bit less than 2 years. We were in a sexual relationship where we were actually having sex for like 10 months about. Yeah, 10 months, I want to say. So the thing is, we had a pregnancy scare. I don't really want to go into I don't really want to go into detail about that, but we had a little pregnancy scare where we thought I was pregnant, but thankfully I wasn't, and I knew I wasn't, but we were just, but he just wanted to be cautious. So, you know, we took a test. We actually took 2 pregnancy tests, and they came out negative. So we decided, you know, we might have to stop doing things after what just happened. And I was upset about that. I was like, no, you know, you hurt me, this, that. And he said to me, he said, well, and then a few months later, I was over at his house, and he said, well, do you understand that it's just a friendship thing? Because that's another reason we stopped, was because he was afraid of me he didn't want me to get hurt if, like, he found someone he wanted to date. And I said, yes, like, I understood. And I wasn't lying to him. Again, I was not lying to him to get what I want, but that's how I felt. Like, I was like, you know, I guess, I think I can understand. But then, again, it goes back to what I said before. It's easier said than done. So, let's see. So we did. So the thing is, we stopped doing things for a few months because of that. Plus, he was afraid of me. You know, he didn't want to risk hurting me if he got into a relationship. So let's see. So we did it again. About a month. This was May of 2015 was when we had the scare, and we stopped doing things for a few months. And then it was actually for a month. And then in June, the end of June, I stayed over his house again. And and because I was moving, and that's the whole, like I said, that's also a whole other story. But yeah, but I was moving, and so I stayed there, and we talked about it, and I was like, you know, I was going into it saying all this like kinky stuff, and I said I'd like to, you know, I want to do it again, and he said, well, when are you going to learn that it's just a friend thing? And I said, now. So I understood, and, you know, we picked it up again. Now, I remember the exact date that I lost my virginity. It was in August. It was on August 21st of 2014, and the time was probably around like 5 p.m., I would say. I don't remember exactly, but I remember it was August 21st of 2014. So that was the day I lost my virginity. So basically, in July of 2015, my friend was going on Facebook. There was this lady who was, because he's a part of a Facebook group called Blind Pen Pals, and he's friends with this lady. This lady was running the group, and she needed help running the group because her laptop broke. So, you know, he agreed to help, and they were talking on the phone. And let's see, they kind of like just fell in love. It was like quick. It was like a quick thing, and it was just like they were talking on the phone, and it just they were like talking on the phone, and the thing is, I live in New Jersey, she lives in Ohio. And again, I don't want to mention their names in case, you know, they find this, but she has a sister who lives in New Jersey, like 5 minutes away from him. And her parents were driving up to see her sister. And, you know, they don't really get along, this lady and her sister. And I guess I don't want to go into that. But so instead of her going to stay with her sister, you know, so I was actually on vacation when all this went on. And I was going on a vacation. I went to a family vacation with my dad for a week. And I knew that she was coming, but I didn't know it was like going to be like a dating thing. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, you know, he's just having a friend stay with him. So anyway, let's see. They were talking on the phone, and she came over his house, and the thing is, because instead of going to see her sister, she went to spend a couple days with him. So she goes over his house, they hang out together, she stays over for like 5 days while her parents are with her sister, and, you know, they fell in love. Like he said, they were talking on the phone. They had an opportunity to meet in person, and they opportunity knocked,
One face.
and they answered, was basically how he put it. And he said he didn't really expect to fall in love with her. Kind of just were talking on the phone,
One
and
face.
they,
Large
you know,
face. Face near bottom right
they
edge.
clicked. So they, you know, they started developing feelings for
One
each
face.
other on the phone. But so I get back from my vacation, and we were talking, my friend and I,
One face.
and
Large face. Face near bottom edge.
I said to him, it's like, because we used to have phone sex, as I said before.
One face.
And I said, you know, do you want to have phone sex? Because I had no idea that,
One face.
because I knew
Large
this
face.
lady
Face near
was
bottom right
there,
edge.
was visiting him, but I thought it was just like I said. I thought it was just a friend thing.
One face. Large face. Face near bottom edge.
So I thought he just had like a friend visiting him. So I said, no, you want to, yeah, I saw
One face.
yes, like I
Large
said
face.
before.
Face
I
near
said,
bottom
do you
right
want to
edge.
have phone sex? And he said, no, I don't
One
think it's
face.
a good
Large
idea.
face.
I think
Face
we
near
got
bottom
too
edge.
close. And I said, well, you know, if you find someone you
One
want to
face.
date,
Large face. Face near bottom edge.
I'm going to have to accept that. And he said, well, you know, you need to accept
face.
it. And I said, why? You found someone you want to date? And he said, when he said these words to me, it stung me. It stung me like a bee. It hurt. He said, I'm interested in starting a relationship with this woman. Like I said, I don't want to mention her name, but that's when he said, I'm interested in starting a relationship with this woman. We hit it off really well, and that was very hard on me. It hurt.
Face near bottom left edge.
It hurts, and it still does to this day. Even though it happened in July, and now we're in February, it still hurts.
One face, large face near bottom left edge.
So,
One face, large face near bottom edge.
So I was like really upset.
One face,
and
large face censored.
I just feel like he was using me as a toy or an object.
One face.
And I don't think that's fair. Like, he shouldn't have been taking advantage of me like that. I mean, if he was gonna, like, if he knew that, like,
one face, large face censored.
Our relationship, whatever, wasn't gonna go anywhere, he shouldn't have,
one face, large face,
you know,
face near left edge.
Had been intimate with me, leading me to believe that it possibly could. So, I just...
One face, large face, face censored.
When he said that, I was just like numb. I was just like at a loss of words. I just could not believe that somebody would... Because even though, like, he didn't owe me anything, so technically, like...
One face, large face,
I guess I had nothing to be upset about because he didn't owe me anything. He didn't give me a commitment. But I feel like, in a way, he did cheat on me. Now,
one face,
believe me.
Battery. 0 faces. One face, large face near bottom right edge.
Believe me. When he said that, my phone's about to die. But well, anyway, when he said that to me, he told me he was interested in someone else. That really hurt me, and I was just like really numb. I just didn't know how to take it, and like, I think the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, okay? Sex feels really good physically, okay, but
one face, large face censored.
The hardest part is coping with it emotionally, and that's like the hardest part. He's like coping with the emotional aftermath, which is really hard.
One face, large face
so the thing is, I do feel like even though we weren't dating, in a way I feel like in a way he was cheating on me because it was like a because we were doing things that dating couples do. So I feel like in a way he was cheating on me.
One face, large face near bottom left edge.
So yeah.
One face, large face near bottom edge.
So like I feel like in a way he was cheating on me, and what I went through, I mean, in a way it is like a breakup. Like it kind of is like a breakup. It's like it's like a heartbreak. That's what I'm going through, and I feel like he was using me as a toy. He was using me as a sex toy. And I don't appreciate that. And, believe me, when you have sex with someone, you feel like a bond that wasn't there before. And it's just, like I said, it's hard to just, because we were around each other a lot, we spent a lot of time together, so we let our emotions get the best of us. And, it was just... So that's basically what happened is when you're with someone, when you do that, like when you have sex with someone as a
One face,
friendship
large face,
thing,
face center.
the thing is, like, feelings develop. And
One face.
it's hard when you're forced to just cut off those feelings. It's really hard. Because all of a sudden, yeah, you develop feelings for someone, and then you're forced to just cut off those feelings, like, in a moment's notice, like, as somebody,
large face, face near left edge.
as if somebody were to just press pause. It's just, like, the hardest thing. Like, next to moving in a moment's notice, which is a whole nother story, but next to that, I think this is the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. And I don't know if I can date anybody ever again, because I can't trust that I won't get hurt again. I can't trust that I won't get hurt again, and I just don't want to go through that.
Large face, face center.
I don't want to be subjected to that again. I don't want to be used as an object,
large face, face
because that kind of activity is meant for people who two people who love each other, not just people who are looking to get laid. I mean, I wasn't looking to get laid because I knew that we care about each other and all that, but I think he was. Because I'm not a doll. I have emotions and feelings. And see, the thing is, okay, I don't want to go into too much detail about this, but I was sexually assaulted by someone on my Access Link bus. Well, we didn't, not intercourse, but, he was touching me in the wrong way. And I know full well that there was a difference between that and what my friend and I did. Because when my friend did it, well, the thing is, because this guy actually was my friend at one point, and he took advantage of me. Now, the thing is, the difference between what he did to me on the bus and what my friend and I did was that my friend, when he did it, when he was touching me, there was meaning behind it. We cared about each other. We became close. There was meaning behind it. So it was considered true intimacy until it happened. And when the other guy did it on the bus, there wasn't any meaning behind it. He was just taking advantage of me. He was just being a jerk. So I understand the difference completely. There's a huge difference. So, yeah. Well, listen, I want to know what you guys think about this. Feel free to leave a comment down below, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you agree with me, if you're on my side. Let's see. Follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is theapplegirl22. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And let's see. I will, like I said, I'm really sorry about my phone talking the whole time. It's because I use it talks and it tells me, so like it kind of helps me like keep my face in the video. So, please don't mind that, just ignore it, or if it bothers you, don't watch. But for those of you that do watch, you have any questions, please leave them down below and I will reply to your comments when I can. And if I get a lot of questions, what I might do is I might just do a separate video on your questions, but yeah, so like I said, give this video a thumbs up if you agree with me. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Alright, because I gotta go charge my phone because my phone's about to die. So, alright, bye guys.
0 faces. Close button. Close. Viewfinder. Image.